the road she chose. Sophia had always felt like a bird in a cage. At 16, she was eager to break free from the life her single mother, Elena, worked so hard to build. Elena was a nurse, often working double shifts to make ends meet. Despite her absence, she always tried to stay connected with Sophia, leaving handwritten notes on the fridge and calling during her breaks. But Sophia wanted more excitement, more freedom, more of everything Elena's modest life couldn't provide. It started with a group of older kids she met at school. They were bold, loud, and unafraid of the rules. Rachel, their unofficial leader, had a charm that made Sophia feel special.
"Come on, Sophie.
Rachel would say with a grin, handing her a cigarette.
You're not a kid anymore. Live a little."
At first, it was thrilling. Sneaking out, staying up late, feeling like she belonged to something bigger. But Elena noticed the changes quickly. "Sophia, we need to talk," Elena said one evening as her daughter rushed toward the door.
"Not now, Mom,"
Sophia said, grabbing her jacket. Elena stepped in front of her. "What?" Yes, now. I don't like the kids you're hanging out with. They're trouble, and I don't want you getting mixed them."
"You don't even know them."
Sophia snapped. Elena said firmly. "I know enough." Sophia rolled her eyes and pushed past her mother. "I see the way you've changed, your grades, your attitude, the smell of smoke on your clothes. I smelled it odor this morning when I was doing laundry. They're not your friends, Sophia. They're using you."
"You don't get it. They actually care about me, unlike you. All you do is work."
Elena stood in the doorway, watching her daughter disappear into the night. "Sophia, you'll regret this," she shouted at her. Sophia did not care. Months passed in a haze of parties and poor decisions. Sophia ignored Elena's growing concerns and skipped school more often than not. Then one day, her world came crashing down. She sat alone in the bathroom, staring at the positive pregnancy test in her trembling hands. Panic set in. She couldn't tell her mother, she'd only say, "I told you so." She turned to Rachel instead.
"So, what are you going to do?"
Rachel asked nonchalantly, blowing smoke into the air. "I don't know," Sophia whispered. Rachel shrugged.
"It's no big deal. Just get rid of it. I know a place you can do that. Discreet, no questions asked."
Sophia hesitated. "I don't know if I can."
"Of course you can."
Rachel interrupted.
"Do you want your mom to find out? Or worse, have some screaming kid ruining your life?"
The word stung, but Sophia couldn't argue. Rachel arranged everything, and within days, it was over. The experience left Sophia hollow, but she told herself it was for the best. She didn't tell her mother. She tried to focus on moving forward, but the emptiness lingered. Instead of confronting it, she threw herself back into her reckless lifestyle, convincing herself she was fine. But she wasn't. 6 months later, it happened again. This time, Sophia was too ashamed to go through proper channels.
"Let's just do the cheap option,"
Rachel suggested.
"No one needs to know. You'll be fine."
The clinic was in the back of a dingy apartment. The procedure was rushed and unsanitary. Sophia left feeling weak and uneasy, but Rachel waved it off.
"You'll bounce back in no time,"
she said with a smirk. By the next morning, Sophia was feverish and in unbearable pain. She locked herself in the bathroom, hoping it would pass. When Elena came home and found her, she screamed in horror. "Sophia! What's happening?" "I am okay. I'm fine, Mom." Sophia gasped, but the blood and her pale face told a different story. The sweat stood out on her forehead. Elena didn't wait for an explanation. She called an ambulance, but by the time they reached the hospital, the infection had spread too far. She was very weak. "I'm sorry, Mom," Sophia whispered weakly as tears streamed down Elena's face. "Don't talk like that," Elena begged. "You'll be okay. You have to be okay, my baby." But deep down, they both felt and knew the truth. Sophia died that night. Her friends never showed up at the hospital, and Rachel blocked her number the moment she heard what happened. At Sophia's funeral, Elena sat alone, clutching a photo of her daughter as a little girl, happy, innocent, full of potential. "She didn't listen," Elena said to the empty room later that night. "I tried so hard to save her." She sat there, crying her heart out. The town whispered about Sophia's fate, and for a while, her story served as a grim reminder to others. But for Elena, it was a wound that would never heal, a lifetime of what-ifs, "I wish I," and unanswered questions.